Hi my lovely friends! So today I'm doing my full coverage foundation routine that is long wearing and long overdue because so many of you have been requesting it. I was out of town. If you guys follow me on Facebook, you'll know that I was out of town last week, and I just came back a few days ago. So I'm trying to get as many videos out to you as I possibly can from all the requests of my past video, which I really appreciate all of your support because this is new for me, so I'm a little bit nervous, but I just feel like we're all friends. I know so many of you by just your username, and I just, I feel like you're all just giving me advice and being really kind and sweet, and that's so appreciated. You have no idea. But yeah, today we're doing this foundation look. It's really quick. It's really long wearing, like at least 10 to 12 hours, you will have a flawless look. I guarantee it. But yeah, if you want to know how to do this, then just keep watching. Alright, so now the first thing I'm going to do is moisturize. And this is my favorite moisturizer of all time. This is the Pond's Dry Skin Cream. I've been using this for years. I actually have to get another tube. This has lasted me like a whole year. Look at that. And my skin is a bit dry right now, so definitely need to moisturize. So, by the way, thank you so much for all the wonderful response on my latest video. I loved all of your feedback, and I'm going to be working on lighting and things like that as time goes on, but I definitely appreciate all of you kind of helping me out, you know what I'm saying? Because that's what we're all about. We're all just friends, you know? I just need some more on my forehead. Okay. Now I'm actually just going to put some EOS lip balm on and let my moisturizer sort of sink in my skin for just a couple minutes, and then we'll continue on and then go on with our primer. Alright, now it's time to prime, and my favorite primer is the Tarte Clean Slate Primer. This just fills in my pores really, really well, and I really like the texture of it too. If I'm looking on my right, it's because I'm looking in the viewfinder, and I also have a mirror to kind of see what I'm doing. Otherwise, I don't think I'd be doing a very good job because this, like I said, this is all very new to me, so I'm trying to figure out what's the best position and things like that. Just blend this all in. Doesn't need a whole lot. Now, my favorite foundation of all time, and the one that I feel like gives me perfect coverage without feeling heavy and cakey, is the Estee Lauder Double Wear. The color I'm in is tawny. Now, I'm a lot more tan in real life than I appear on camera, so if tawny sounds like a dark color to you, it matches me perfectly when I do have a little bit of tan. Right now, I'm not as tan as I normally am, but this still works. I self-tan too. Not like a tanning salon or anything. I just self-tan at home. So this still works really well. But this is a long wearing foundation, and this does give you a really nice matte finish. But since my skin is so dry around this time of year, I love to mix something with it that gives me just a nice amount of glow without making it look greasy. And what I like to add to that, to my foundation, is the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Light Infusing Primer. The thing is, I don't use this as a primer like all over my face, no, to cover my face, because I think it's too dewy. I think it's giving my skin too much of that dewy look, so it can look a little bit greasy, and I have dry skin, so trust me on that. But I just found that mixing that with a little bit of my Estee Lauder, which I'm just going to pop on the back of my hand, and then do a little pump, and if you can see it right there, just a small pump like that, and then I'm just going to mix it around with my finger a bit. Just plonk it right on. Now this is a very full coverage foundation, and this is a full coverage look that I'm going for because when I do film, I want to have a look that is full coverage and also lasts all day long, because sometimes when we film for Lauder in the kitchen, we can film from 10 o'clock in the morning until sometimes 2 o'clock in the afternoon, or sometimes until midnight. It really depends. Most of the time we start in the morning and don't get done until the evening. So that's why I need something that lasts all day. And this, trust me when I tell you, this is just true and tried. I'm just gonna buff this with my Sigma Flat Top F80. I just love this brush so much. I think it does a great job bringing down your neck a bit so everything blends, because there's nothing worse than that line between like your foundation and your neck, especially if your foundation is like 10 shades darker than what it should be. Then it's like horrible. So just make sure you blend it really, really well. On a normal day-to-day basis, I do not wear such heavy coverage foundation. I don't really wear foundation that much during the day. If I'm not filming or have to go somewhere, I usually like to pop on some moisturizer, a little bit of concealer, good to go. I definitely have to apply my eyebrows because I don't have much going on up here, and that's not intentional, they just don't grow. I've actually thought about going to an eyebrow specialist in Philly. Supposedly the one I found online, they said that she's the Picasso of eyebrows. So she supposedly helps you grow eyebrows back. I'm crazy, I know. But what I would love so much is to have eyebrows that I don't have to worry about having to pencil in, especially this scar, because this scar actually starts from right in here, and it goes straight to right up here. So like, boop, that's why there's no hair that grows in right here. And there's no hair that grows like anywhere, just a little bit under here, which I get waxed. But you know, I'm crazy, I know. That looks good. Okay, I just like to pat it in. That looks good. Okay. Once you got that all in, next thing I work on is my eyebrows. Take a spoolie, brush them through. Just like that. The products I use are the MAC eyebrow pencil in the color Spiked. This is really thin, so it's easy to kind of apply just where you want it. And I like the consistency of the actual cream that comes out of it as well. And then I use the Anastasia brow powder in the color Brunette. So I use these two colors. I'm going to probably just do this really, really quickly. And if you want a detailed way of how I do this, I can do that for you. It's just that it does take a while. So I'm just going to do that really quick. There you go. I like to set my eyebrows always, and I use the Anastasia Brow Gel. So, now that you've got your base, I'm going to set it. And like I said, when I want a full coverage look, I love to set my foundation, this particular one, with the MAC Mineralized Skin Finish in medium dark. And I take a Sigma F30 powder brush and just buff that all into the skin. That's good. And then to give myself a little bit of color, just to give me like a little bronziness to it, I use this product almost every single time I use any foundation. This is the Physicians Formula Bronze Booster in medium to dark. And then I take a Sigma Tapered Face F25 brush, dip that in there, and then just kind of buff it onto the back of the cheek, down the jaw. This is not contouring at all. This is just giving you a little bit of color, and it's got a nice glow to it too. I'm not a huge fan of Physician Formula product. I think it's such a hit or miss line, but this is a hit that I've been using for many months, if not a couple. Actually, no, I had this last summer of 2011, so I've been using this a long time. And it's subtle, like it's not like this huge boom, you've got all this color on your face kind of thing. So I like that. But this is usually all I do if I'm just doing a face. If I'm going into contouring and bronzing and, you know, really bronzing and blush and concealer, I usually do that if I'm doing a full face. If I'm doing something with eyeshadow and things like that, that's, you know, when I go all into it, because depending on what eyeshadow I'm using, then I know what blush is gonna go with it. But on a normal day-to-day basis, if I just want to do a foundation routine, it's full coverage and lasts all day long, this is what I do. I'm actually gonna spray it with some of my Urban Decay All Nighter spray. This baby smells so good and seals everything in. I just feel like it really makes it so that it just clings onto my skin. But this is what I do day to day when I want a full coverage foundation. When you watch me on Lauder in the kitchen, most of the time this is a foundation I'm wearing. I will say one thing though, which I'm sure you already know if you know anything about this foundation. It does not photograph well. It gives you a horrible white cast, you know, with flash photography, which when I do go out and I know I'm gonna have my picture taken, I don't wear this foundation because it does not look right. All of a sudden you'll see like my body is nice and tan, my chest décolleté area is nice and tan, and then you've got my face, which is like a ghost. So it definitely doesn't do well with flash photography. But if you want something that's long wearing, flawless, easy to blend, doesn't break me out, and I do have pretty sensitive skin, this is it. This foundation is just like my favorite foundation of all time, really. I do have a few others that I love, and I have a drugstore sort of foundation routine as well, which I'll do for you as soon as I get the right shade, because right now the shade I have is just not my color. But yeah, I hope you've liked this video. I hope you've enjoyed this tutorial, but I'm gonna bring you a few beauty videos back to back this week, only because I want to get them up. I have to do my look that I was wearing in a couple of videos ago with a purple shirt that so many of you have been asking about. I'm doing that. I'm also going to do my products of 2012, my best products of 2012. I'm going to get that up for you as well. So I hope that's okay, but don't you worry, because there's going to be lots of other fun videos coming, which actually my husband's going to be involved in some of those too, which is pretty exciting since everyone wants to see him on camera. We've got some fun videos planned that we're actually going to try and film this weekend, but we've got so much stuff to get to, but I want to definitely do that. And I also want to start doing like a day in a life vlog, not every day, but you know, once in a while, just because so many of you have been requesting it, and you know, I think it might be interesting to see kind of what I do on a day-to-day basis. But let me know if you've got any requests for any future videos. Leave them down below. Make sure you like this video if you want to see a drugstore version of my favorite full coverage foundation routine. But yeah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it helpful, and I hope you enjoyed spending time with me, of course, and I'll see you guys soon. Bye!